What's up guys, Blade Master here. Welcome to yet another Blade Balance battle in the Blade Balance Invitational between Memkin and Grenit. Now if you ask me which game this is, I have no fucking clue. Dude, do you guys really think I give a shit? I mean, clearly I don't. I mean, the first game was actually the third game that I posted on the channel, so your guess is as good as mine. I honestly think this is game 3 between them. Memkin has taken Parthia, and Grenit has taken Boyai. And it's going to be a tough task for Memkin, I think. It is far in the map of Rugion, and there's a lot of wide open areas which will favor Parthia a lot more than Boyai. We see some horse archers being brought by Memkin. This is a very traditional build that he's brought time and again, and it has served him quite well, quite successfully in the past. Two mercenary Scythian horse archers, a noble horse archer general. He's brought a line of 3 regular standard hoplites and some Persian hoplites as well, and a couple of Eastern spearmen. So 3 hoplites, 1 Persian hoplite, and some Eastern spearmen. We see Eastern cataphracts all around, 4 total Eastern cataphracts, 5 Eastern cataphracts actually. And that's about it. Now the reason why I say that the open ground will favor Parthia more than Boyai is because even though Boyai's soldiers have great charge bonuses of 27 and the Oathstone of course with 35, the cataphracts will just devastate them in open ground, and if they don't have any tree protection, the Boyai soldiers, I mean, these guys will just slaughter them. I mean, all cavalry have got increased mass and blade balance, and that is one of those changes that not many people seem to rate too much, but the good players will. Achilles caught on to this to this change very early on, and even Heracles in his games versus Achilles, even Hippeus lances against Thorax hoplites just kept pounding them. Like they were literally the only reason why he got that close in that match with Athens against Syracuse, when he was fighting against Achilles. The Hippeus lances with their charge and their extra mass just devastated the hoplite line. For Boyai, we see a very traditional Boyai build brought by Grenit. You can see a total of 6 sword followers and some Celtic bowmen, no, Celtic slingers, 4 total Celtic slingers, some axe warriors as well, 2 total axe warriors, and maybe just 1 levy freeman, and that probably is 2, an oathsworn and a spear warrior behind, and a total of 4 heavy horse. This, I don't know if this build will really work, and I don't really see why he's brought 6 total sword followers. I mean, what really are they going to kill? He could have really brought some of the veteran spears, the 800 talent veteran spears. Very heavy mass would have favored them incredibly well, and they have a lot of precursor javelins that they could have used, and I think they would have been much better suited to any Parthian army. Even if this Parthian army was heavy on Parthian swordsmen, I think the veteran spears would do well with their shield screen. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Of course, that's to be expected though in a blade balance or in a blade master video. Now, the Parthian foot archers, of which Memkin has brought 1, 2, I completely forgot about these guys. Total of 5 Parthian foot archers are going to be just striking down on these Celtic slingers from range. You can see, I don't think the Celtic slingers even reach them. No, they're able to hit the Parthian foot. But yeah, this is one of those units that I really enjoy from, or really rate from Parthia's side. Excellent skirmishers, and they are of course able to deal a lot of damage against very crappy slingers in the Celtic slingers. So very easily defeating the skirmish line of Boyai. That's why I think maybe some Celtic bowmen would have been better. They could just deal the raw amount of damage that would be necessary to kill off a couple of Parthian foot. And now the heavy horse forced to pull away because I think the Parthian foot archers could very easily fire into them. So they're instead going to just start firing into the sword followers, which is going to make the sword followers rush up. And honestly, that is what Parthia wants, because it's putting Parthia in the driver's seat. They are essentially able to control the engagement now. If Diplomatt wants to pull away, he can pull away, but that's not what he's going to do. What he is actually going to do is issue attack orders with each of his hoplites that you can see rushing up in the distance with their Eastern cataphracts right behind them. And then the Eastern cataphracts are just going to pummel straight into them, but it looks like he's just going to feint the charge. He's going to pull away from with his Eastern catas all across the front line. The Celtic slingers lay down on the ground there. The sword followers were put into shield wall or shield screen. Here, I think the Levy Freeman just got charged at by an Eastern. By the noble horse archer, and they lost 1 unit in the process. Sorry, yeah, they lost 1 unit in the process. The mercenary Scythian horse archer just lost there. They tried to get at the Celtic slingers, but he lost quite a useful tool there. for not much for not getting many kills. They could get a lot more kills than what they did there. So that's a pretty big mistake by Diplomat. The heavy horse now chasing away the noble horse archers, and the heavy horse will actually be able to win out against them, and they'll be able to catch them. And now the eastern cataphracts are just going to pummel straight into the sword followers all across the field, but it doesn't look like they had proper charges. It definitely doesn't look like they got proper charges off. This one got a proper charge off and got 46 kills on sword followers. This one didn't really get a good charge off, and that's why that's suffering. Here, this Eastern Cataphract charged through the woods, so the sword followers take significantly fewer casualties. But he is going to pull away and then bring in his hoplites, but the timing is sort of off. The hoplites were brought in quite a bit too late. So the sword followers managed to get back up and then inflict some damage on the cataphracts. And now you can see the Eastern Cat is taking so much damage from the Oathstone General as well. Now the noble horse archer is stuck in a very weird, in a quite a big pickle. Essentially, they're fighting up against heavy horse with another heavy horse coming in. So honestly, Grenit has managed to get some really significant engagements here. Now this noble horse archer is really in a massive amount of trouble. The Parthian foot archers obviously will not be able to suffer their general dying, and they will rout. The axe warrior is about to get charged at by Eastern Cataphracts, and that's actually a very good idea. Getting rid of a very good unit in early stages of the game. The Eastern Cataphracts now just rushing in, hitting a lot of the Oathsworn, getting a single XP shove run. And the Axe Warrior is in the forest, somewhat protected, but the Eastern Cataphracts still going to destroy them and get a lot of kills. Pulling away with the Eastern Catas, shooting in with the Parthian foot. They've almost got a single XP shove run for the most part. They're fighting into the heavy horse now, which is exactly the type of target that they need to be attacking. As long as the enemy melee cavalry is down, the Eastern Cataphracts can pummel the sword followers into oblivion. Whenever they want, they can destroy them in their sleep, essentially. Eastern Cataphracts now charging in to Celtic Slingers and Heavy Horse. The Heavy Horse managed to get a counter charge, and the Celtic Slingers already got a single XP shot on because they got some really important kills there. The mercenary hoplites used in hoplite phalanx doing fairly okay against sword followers. They're obviously not going to be very reliable as a mainline infantry, which is why maybe some Parthian swordsmen would have been better. But this sort of build is not something Diplomat is going to change. He really likes this build, and it's worked for him many times in the past. Now he's going to use trample charge with his Eastern Cataphracts, and they still will they'll completely destroy the sword follower, even though it's in shield screen or shield wall. Look at that, so many units destroyed. It's a completely braced sword follower. Now, this Eastern Cataphract, I don't even think it got a proper charge in. Nope, it didn't get a proper charge on the two heavy horse. So those two heavy horse are probably going to be the biggest thorn in Diplomat's bum for the rest of this game. This heavy horse chasing away Parthian foot. The Parthian foot probably has a few men left, but the Eastern Cataphract is going to kill them off now, so that's okay. Doesn't look like Diplomat is going to be able to win this, to be quite honest with you. The Eastern Cataphracts here, close defeat. What? Oh, I guess Diplomat. He quits. Yeah, there was no real way he was going to be able to win that. That sucks. Kind of wish he at least played through it. He still had some cataphracts. He had this. Maybe there's desync. I don't think there was any desync. No, probably there. No, if there was desync, then I wouldn't be able to see the screen. Eastern cataphracts here, you could see like 2 or 3 of them were still alive, but yeah, the general died, and all the hoplites were essentially dead. So I can see why it would be a tough, very uphill climb for Diplomat. More crucially, these 3 heavy horse still remain. So yeah, there was no real chance for Diplomat to win that game. But anyways, fun game. Yeah, and I guess that means who wins? I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more. Peace.